All right, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Moonhawk Studios Presents. We hope. I am your host, Mac Paladin. And with me in the studio, as always, is my good friend Adam.
Hello.
Wow.
He is currently dying of
That
plague.
was...
It's fine.
Oh, okay. That was unsettling. Kevin is lurking around, but he's not going to be in the early part of the show. He'll be with us for video commentary and entertainment later. But on technicals, we do have Petty Fan.
I didn't burn it down this week so far.
Yeah, I was about to say that remains to be seen.
I know exactly
And
what I
on
said.
colorful commentary, we have on colorful commentary we have the Golics.
I am in fact here.
As what is here? Isn't here just there minus a T? Anyway, allegedly we have a great show for you tonight. But before we get into the meat of the matter, let's start with the news. Adam, what's cooking?
Not much.
Besides your temperature.
Temperature's fine. It's just I got a sore throat during the weekend, and I've been working to get that mended. So, that's been my week, basically.
Makes it difficult to do talkie shows, doesn't it?
If you think this is bad, Sunday was worse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. About as good or worse than my laryngitis episode?
Better than that, since I'm not suffering from laryngitis. But it's
you guys remember that one? I was like, the entire podcast.
Somebody let a yodeling cat in the room? What?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Adam. Please proceed.
I mean, once again, there's not much more to go over. It's mainly just been dealing with a lot of fucking lozenges and cough syrup and Mucinex and the assorted hallucinations that come with it.
Those are going to be fun after the video segment we had on fragments.
Anyway, so over to Petty Fan.
Oh. Huh?
You thought you had more time, didn't you?
Well, the pool saga is ongoing. We had someone from the other company come, and they're basically like, yeah, this pool shouldn't be off level like this. They didn't have the surveying equipment to tell us exactly how off level it was, but it is noticeably off level. And because of the pattern printed on the pool liner, it's hard for them to tell where the holes are. So they need to either do an air test on it, which is basically like plug up around any holes and basically fill between the shell and the liner with air and see where air comes out. Or we kind of spray it with the hose and see when the water starts coming out of the bottom again. To replace the liner fully if it needs that, like if there's too many holes or like there's damage to the main liner seam, which from his testing he didn't seem there's any. But if the whole liner needs replaced, they'll refinish the floor and try and relevel it then, and it will cost us between $2,000 to $3,000.
Oh, yippee.
If it goes to that par, we are more than likely contacting the Better Business Bureau and or getting a lawyer, because the pool is only a year old. This is like major installer error. So, it would be time to get the suits involved and have the other company foot the bill for this repair because, again, year-old pool. Luckily, if it's just some minor holes, or at least a couple, and it's not more than 2 inches out of level, then the repair is only going to be about $150. And like if the divots on the bottom are still like they're going to need to be repaired, but if they're fine until the liner is old enough to actually be going out in like 5 to 10 years is usually the lifespan of a vinyl pool liner. So if it can last another, 4 or 5 more years, then we'll see about, redoing the pool and re-leveling it then. But it's definitely one of those we're waiting to hear back from the new pool company about how they want to proceed. Because if we're going to need to get lawyers involved, they're probably going to wait until like any major repairs until that's handled if it needs to happen.
Every time you say lawyers, I'm just thinking of Fred Gwynn and My Cousin Vinny going, Mr. Gambini, you will look lawyerly when you are appearing in my courtroom.
Well, I mean, when you drop $8,000 on a pool that you're expecting to get, 10 plus years out of at minimum, and it's sitting in your backyard with only a couple inches of water left in it because of a faulty installation job. Yeah, no, I think it's time to see about getting suits involved.
Oh yeah, no question.
But yeah, that's been taking up a lot of my time other than the heat. Again, the Midwest is burning. Please send help. As far as like other things going on, I went to the Digimon TCG pre-release tournament this weekend. I didn't pull anything super great and didn't do too well in the tournament, but through trades and stuff, I got most of what I need for my Lunamon / Galaxy deck. So that's pretty much everything else I need. I should be able to get out of the 2 boxes I have on order. So that's the ideal position. So I shouldn't need to order more stuff. The family, the friend we have who like helps take care of cats in our neighborhood and whatnot. I think I mentioned here that she found a pregnant orange cat. The mama had the kittens like Monday or Tuesday. So I'm still looking for a cat to try and replace my Luna. So it's one of those when they're old enough to like open their eyes and stuff like that. We're gonna see about me meeting them.
Now, Petty, as Polaris would say, could only succeed you.
Fair.
Never replace.
Because yeah, so it's one of those we're waiting until the kitties get old enough to comprehend what a person is, and see if one of them wants me to take them home. Because she's trying to get me to pick one based off Keller, and I've never been that kind of pet owner. I live on a very busy street, so I want to make sure the cat wants to be with me instead of wanting to try to escape, where they would more than likely get run over. Because we live just off where a busy highway turns into a busy street, and it's not uncommon for people to be ripping in front of my house at over 50 miles an hour. So it's not safe for a cat to even want to try and go outside here. Let alone a cat who wants to, run away from you. So I already got I got a carrier backpack for cats. So that way Noise can have Luna's old soft carrier, and that way the other kitty can be on my back because I have to walk with a cane due to my, physical impairments.
Right.
So if the need arises, both cats need to go somewhere. I'm not trying to fumble with 2 carriers and a cane. 1 carrier on my back and then 1 carrier in my other hand, and I'm good to go.
Mm.
The joys of physical disabilities.
I'm just getting old.
Yeah, I was born that way. So, I think that's all from me. So, Gullix?
All right.
Another fairly low-key news week. The weather's been cool, but it's been supposed to heat up a lot tomorrow. I picked up Donkey Kong Bonanza and have played that a little bit, but I have not been able to, but I got interrupted in that because they also had the Pokemon Presents the other day, which has a raid challenge where you need to fight the legendary quartet for the game. The collective playing audience has to sequentially fight each of them a million times in order to get a mystery gift released for the shiny version of them. So I've been going back to play that in Scarlet. What was that, Mac?
No, I just said I see. I wasn't commentating on it any other way.
Yeah, it hopefully shouldn't be too hard, but we'll see how many people are still playing and are interested in that. 2 of them have quite good shinies, and the other 2 are kind of mediocre. The leaf snail becomes autumn colored, and the firefish becomes blue fire.
I think these were in the game before. It's one of those things where you just couldn't access them.
Yeah, no, the Pokemon were in the game, but they were shiny locked. This is,
but like people have already data mined
specifically
what the shinies looked like. They weren't like downloaded
right
in an
off
update.
out of the games and out of Pokemon Home.
Yeah.
So yeah, unfortunately, they didn't announce a whole lot else immediate in the Pokemon Direct aside from they revealed Mega Dragonite and a couple of new games that I'm not super interested in, and one that I might check out.
Mm-hmm.
People are split on Mega Dragonite, but I think it's okay. Actually, I won't say that I like it, but I had an idea for what it should be, and they got pretty close to it.
Yeah. This could have also been a regional form type thing.
They're going back to Megas for this game. Unfortunately, I think the leaks have been mostly correct so far from what I've heard, although I have not looked at the leaks in detail.
Yeah, I'm just kind of avoiding them.
Unfortunately, it looks like we're probably not getting regional forms for the starters this time, which is a shame because I would really love to have an alternative. I think they're getting Megas, but...
Well, it's because we're still in modern Kalos.
Yeah, but I'd still rather get like a regional Meganium, especially.
I get that, but at the same time, the only reason why we got regional forms for the other ones is because we were in the past.
Yeah, but now it's going to be uneven, and also uneven numbers of them are going to get Mega Evolutions. When it was first announced, my pitch was, and I still think it would have been a good idea, regional forms for the 3 selected things, and then Mega form, and then like a quarter of the way through the game, you get one of the classic Kalos starters, and it gets a Mega Stone, because to turnabout is fair play for what they did in X and Y.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else. I've been continuing to try to work on actually writing something for my original setting, but I'm currently kind of hung up on the logistics of a battle involving a helicopter and some guys trying to get away in a diving bell, basically. And that's been annoying, so my brain has been sidetracked with other stuff that are good for building onto the setting, but aren't relevant in universe for like 5 years. So yeah, that's about what I'm up to.
All right. Well, the Solar Saga continues. I made some significant adjustments. I was over at the electronics store, Elliot's Electronics, last week, and I picked up a second milk crate for my battery box. So I have one upright and one upside down, making a little milk crate tower that has all of the batteries inside of it. I've decided to go ahead and order some higher capacity lithium ion batteries off of Temu. I've ordered a single sample, and I will order more of them if this one turns out to be any good. Or if they ship me the wrong one, I'm not going to order the same thing again. Because some reviews have not been promising. But I'm trying to find an affordable way to expand the battery capacity of my solar array. And when this battery comes in, if it's successful, then I'll be putting the larger part of my solar array on the better batteries, basically. These accumulated glass matte batteries that I've been using from Harbor Freight, they've been working well. The problem is that they're very low capacity and they cost $75 a piece. They're 35 amp hour batteries, and I have 5 of them, so I have 2,100 watt hours of power out of them, which basically means that I could run 2,000 watts for 2.1 hours, which is not great. Definitely can't run the refrigerator or the microwave or the garbage disposal or the dishwasher or my washing machine or a few other things. So working on that. So if I switch over to lithium ion batteries, these are 100 ampere hour batteries, which means that each one is 1,280 watts. And I plan to get at least 3 to 5 of those to make a second array, and get a better inverter than the one I've currently got. One that has a mute button, so that way when the batteries run low, I can just leave it on and it doesn't go, because that's really obnoxious. And I'm sure my neighbors love it while I'm driving overnights at 4:35 in the morning, when my inverter is just going continuously like that until it dies. Or maybe they don't hear it. I don't know, but I'm self-conscious about it. So, that's that. I'm going to cluster together some more of the 100-watt panels from Harbor Freight, and I'm building a miter to put some of the smaller panels up on poles towards the wall so that they're not on the ground, and they're more efficiently capturing the sun. And then I think I'm finally set. Diddles, you are not lost. My cat is senile. She's almost 14 now. So frequently she walks into a room and forgets why she's here, and then starts howling like, "Where is everybody?" Oh, like that. As you probably heard a moment ago. Yes, Doodles. Everybody's here. My poor cat has Alzheimer's. So that's the main thing with power. So anybody who's been waiting for commissions or for me to produce more animation or to re-upload the Starship Moonhawk webcomics, et cetera, down the line, that has been the holdup on that, is accumulating enough money to not only pay my bills, but also buy these extra things necessary in order to get power restored, because I'll be goddamned if I'm giving it to TEP. Tucson Electric Power. there's a long story behind that involving former roommates and running up the bill and $500 a month, and I couldn't pay it. I just couldn't do it. Maybe when I'm making that Markiplier money, or maybe never. But in either case, that's what's been slowing me down. On the other side of things, though, I will be dusting off my Xbox 360 Slim because I have reacquired Final Fantasy 13-2 and Lightning Returns for the Xbox 360, which means that my next RPG long play is going to be Final Fantasy 13 Trilogy.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And then you're going to play 15 as well?
I am going to play 15 as well. So the two most hated entries in the Final Fantasy franchise. Final Fantasy X voice acting notwithstanding.
I mean, to be fair, 14 1.0 was pretty freaking awful.
The voice acting in 10 was mostly fine.
I don't count the online games, though. 11 and 14 are just non-entities as far as I'm concerned. Yes, I'm told they have an actual storyline. Like, they actually have a standard Final Fantasy plot.
Honestly,
that you can complete.
Now you can basically play solo. You don't have to play with other people if you don't want to.
Right, but what I'm saying is that they do have a plot line, but I've never ever heard anyone talk about them.
It's actually very good. The only thing is the early stuff is meh, but once you get to the end of the base game, clear up to Endwalker is pretty awesome.
Well, I'll tell you what, Petty Fan. If you can square up some time for me, maybe we'll do the official storyline of Final Fantasy 14 as a RPG long play.
We can always look into it. I need to see about unlocking the New Game Plus so I can actually do it. Because I'm not making another character for this.
Fair enough. But I just don't want to do it alone. It's one of those things where I would be bored talking to myself.
And meanwhile, I'm over here where I have the lore books over in the front room, so I think I know a bit about the game.
Galax, do not think for 1 minute that I have never appreciated your moral support on RPG Thursdays.
I'm sure you have.
Well, and your translation help on Symphony of the Night was invaluable. So, especially since we did the Sega Saturn Nocturne and Moonlight version, which had extra stuff.
Yeah. The extra area and the extra monsters have kind of weird designs, though.
Those were the ones that we haven't seen again, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
All the other remakes were based off the PlayStation, yeah.
Igarashi hated them. They were put together by, the Kobe division? And which has been subsequently disbanded.
i.e. by Firing Squad.
They were disbanded in 2002 after Circle of the Moon.
Right. Which is a criminally underrated game. I've played about a third of the way through it, and I actually was enjoying it quite a bit. I just never had time to finish it. It just doesn't add anything. Well, I mean, nothing adds to the storyline now, because now it's like, Lords of Shadows of the Colossus.
That's a separate timeline, which is fine.
I think the big thing, most Castlevania fans are waiting for, is the Battle of 1999, and we're probably not getting it this lifetime.
No, because that's from the Iga timeline, which is irrelevant since he doesn't work for them anymore.
Right, and he won't ever work for them because he's too busy raking in money hand over fist on Bloodstained.
Mm-hmm.
As the ultimate "I told you so" to Konami.
Basically.
I mean, haven't all of their franchise reboots kind of flopped? I mean, they got a sequel here and there, but you know, they're people are not talking about them in 2025.
Well, I mean, also,
but goddamn,
they just did that fucking grimdark Pac-Man Metroidvania, right?
Possibly. I haven't been following it that closely, but supposedly, you know, I mean, they're doing all right with Silent Hill, I guess, but that's about it.
Pachinko,
which has always been their thing.
I know. But yeah, like, it seems like the most major thing they've been doing is patchy slots and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah. So that's kind of the gist of what I'm thinking about doing. It's like I want to do my big comeback. You know, Shadows Mist and I have, of course, been keeping the torch lit with Blue Mondays and whatnot. I've been late a lot, but we have managed to get at least 90 minutes to 2 hours worth of stream on my end. Doodle, stop touching my phone. My cat's helping in the studio here.
My bad. Pac-Man is Namco. Never mind.
Oh yeah, Pac-Man is Namco, yes. And I got my eyes on.
I get companies mixed up.
I got my eyes on an arcade 1-up Pac-Man machine over at Bookman's. So I'll keep you all posted on that for Arcade Anarchy, which is another feature I do hope to do, but I need at least one more EcoFlow Delta 2 power station before I try that.
And hopefully the meth heads in the neighborhood don't try and run off with it.
Well, that was my Pulsar gas generator. Yeah. I'm still wondering if my next door neighbor who self-deported actually took it. He literally, when I told him that somebody stole the generator out of my backyard, he immediately, without hesitation, volunteered, "Oh, I'm going back to my country in a week." And I'm like,
sure, buddy.
Okay, I wasn't suspicious before, but now I am. But it was just $400 I couldn't afford to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And it was my fault. I put it out in the open in the backyard. Didn't have it chained down or anything. But I'd never ever had any inkling that anybody had been in my backyard to steal something before.
Mm-hmm. This is why we have a camera on our backyard now, because turns out we've been having people just randomly stroll through like they think it's an alley throughway.
Sounds about right.
There's a large hill at the bottom with a fence. There's no way to go through. Anyway, yeah. Humans are dumb.
Yeah. But yeah, that's about it. It's more batteries and more power stations. And then hopefully, I'm thinking by the end of August, maybe early September, I should be ready to rock and roll on this. So if everybody's keeping track of the timeline. Other than that, I've entered my villain arc on X.
Enter implied you were out of it at some point.
Oh, you remember I deleted the Frilly Pink account, right?
Oh boy.
Yeah, I deleted that because right after Donald Trump got elected, I deleted the Frilly Pink account because I was afraid of getting pilloried by MAGA trolls. And because I was always on the warpath on that account. And I kept the Micaiah Paladin account pretty clean. And now I found my people.
Oh no.
And we're on a crusade to expose bots. I am now officially a dislike button for bot accounts. I make a comment saying that they're a bootlicking bot, and then I block them, and then everybody likes and reposts my comment to try to destroy their engagement. So whoever is out there aura farming the libs, You're on notice, buddy. Yeah, I did have to put some Gen Alpha spin on that, but what are you going to do? So that's pretty much it for the news. More on things as it develops. But tonight's program, we have Eileen Cruz of PopGeeks on the show for your listening entertainment. Eileen, welcome to the podcast. Thank you for your patience and indulgence.
No, of course. Thank you so much for having me. Pardon me.
So tell us a little bit. Oh, yeah. So tell us a little bit about PopGeeks and what you do.
Yeah, sure. PopGeeks actually spun off from a site that I created in 1998 with my ex, and that was called Toon Zone, and the focus of that was animation. Both covering animation news and covering and community too. So we had a forum over there, and that started like back in 1998. And then back in about like 2011, I went and sold it, but I still kind of had like the bug for running a website, but I wanted to sort of expand the coverage because that was, more specifically animation, and as time went on, things that were related to animation, even tangentially. So it did cover more video games and movies and stuff like that. But I wanted something that covered really like the breadth of geekdom. So back in 2013, I went and created PopGeeks.com, and I went and invited some friends to come and write on there, and we've been keeping it going for quite some time now. Since 2013, it's 2025 now. So it's over there. It's gotten hit over time in with the latest Google algorithms that have been coming out and stuff like that. But I've been thinking of because I feel like all of the websites that are out there, they're so flooded with ads, like a really egregious number of ads. So I went and decided, since we took the hidden traffic anyway, that I'm just gonna change the model that we're working on. So we're I want to keep it ad light and just move to a voluntary subscription model, like $1 a month. Or if you have the means, then if you can cover a subscription for someone else, and let's do that. That'd be cool too. And so it's like
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say that it turns out that running a free website costs a lot of money.
Oh my God. I mean, it costs less than it used to. I think that for a while there, I think the Toon Zone server was maybe about $600 a month, something like that. Right now, I think what did I do for this one? I went with Hostinger.com this time, and they have cloud plans. So it's it's really interesting when you're running a website, because you have to kind of basically figure everything out for yourself, or it just doesn't get done, obviously.
Right.
So it's you shop around a lot and you try and figure things out. So in my hunting around for hosts, I kind of liked Hostinger because it has it has its VPS and stuff like that, which when you're running that, you have more control because you have root access and everything like that, so you can do more with it. But they also have cloud plans, and what the cloud plans do is it's much easier if you're just trying to do something simple, like just run a WordPress website. They have a lot of optimizations that help with that, and it gets more expensive once the plan renews, but you basically pay for the VPS. You can pay for 2 years at a time, and for the cloud plans, you can pay for 4 years at a time. So in doing that, you kind of mitigate the cost for a while, and even when it increases, it's still cheaper than it'll be for other servers. So you just try and keep it as cheap as you can while you try and get it to break even. And we've gotten to do some cool things over time. So it's I think some of my favorite interviews that Adam has done has been with Diane Franklin, which I don't know if you remember her from a bunch of the 80s movies, and she was also in one of the princesses in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I forget which movie she was in with in the 80s. It was one of the ones with John Cusack. So she was a really delightful interview. And also Anjali Bhimani, which, voice actress, been on Broadway, also done a lot of tabletop RPG stuff. I think she was probably on Critical Role at some point, or at least something adjacent to it. And she was a really good interview too. So, I just want to basically try and keep things fun for everyone else. So everyone else can have like a good time and try and, do something that they really, really like. And just keep it like news-based. And I figure if, we're able to get it to the point to like just break even, we can keep it as a site that's not always chasing after like Google's algorithm, which is increasingly like just totally pay to play and just punishes small websites. Which I don't know if you guys have experienced any of that at all.
Oh yeah.
Like, what have you been experiencing? Like, because I'm just curious. Like, if you want to compare notes or anything like that, like, where are you seeing like the most success? Are you seeing like YouTube, Twitch?
Well, I'm holding on TikTok right now because of the fact that we're supposed to get a new US app on September 5th that is going to replace the ByteDance controlled one.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes, it's been really interesting to see that whole journey play out.
Right.
I kind of like Blue Sky right now.
I haven't had. Well, I'm in my villain arc on Twitter X, so
which is excellent. Thanks for fighting the good fight.
Yeah, well, I like weaponizing Grok against Elon Musk specifically.
Oh my god, I can't believe that it went and declared itself Mecha Hitler.
Well, the pro version, Grok 3.0 still runs the free version.
Yeah, I've been having fun playing around with AI lately. Just like the various different tools. It's like, it's not perfect, and, sometimes it is kind of trash. Like, so I get something every month called like the comic book solicitations, and I'll get them from like DC and Oni Press and stuff like that. And I had gone through the trouble of training ChatGPT to do some of the routine stuff that I needed it to do, like, make this into a header and bold it, and then go through and, make this a bulleted list and stuff like that. And I got it working 1 month. And then with the same exact instructions, the next month it just did not work anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like I spent hours training, and it's like, it made me so angry. But I did not curse ChatGPT out because I don't want to anger our AI overlords when they come to take over.
Indeed. I had more to say, but I suddenly realized that one of my websites has been suspended, and it's kind of the moneymaker. So
oh no.
I got a little distracted here. I'm going to turn things over to Adam right now, so that way we can keep this thing moving while I'm having a minor silent freak out over here.
Yeah, no problem. Sorry to hear about that. That's rough.
Adam, let's try to keep things rolling here.
I'm like, well, we've focused quite a bit on the business side of running your own website in 2025. I'm also interested in the community aspect because, that's something that was a lot more prevalent, 2013, 1999, a whole lot years past than it is today. How does that keep itself together?
Okay, well, the community on PopGeeks is pretty small. Here's what I'll say. It's still very much true that you do need a community to outlast things like, all these algorithm changes and stuff like that, all these outside elements that, you'll have reach on a social network for a certain amount of time, but then they go and clamp down at it and stuff like that. So you do still need to build a community somehow. And it's ideal if it's forums, but it's very, very hard to get forums going anymore. So the community on PopGeeks is much, much smaller than, let's say, what we had at TuneZone. But, it does keep things moving. That's basically the part of the site that gets the most traffic right now. And, you just try to keep people engaged. Most of our activity right now most of the people interacting with us is basically through our news articles right now. So it's a struggle to try and get real traction going. But if you're able to do it, if you're able to get that community that stays on the site, then that's how you keep a site going for like 20 years.
I suppose so. Has in terms of community size, has it grown? Has it shrunk? Has it stayed the same over the course of 13 years?
So it was growing for a very long time, slowly, but always on an upward trend. And then I would say maybe about a couple of years ago, whatever Google algorithm change that was, it just like tanked the site. And I heard that happened to a lot of people. And the thing is that I'm just going to maintain the course on it. I'll take the hit on the cost of the site until we're able to rebuild, because we just want to report the news. We don't want to, write guides just for the sake of writing guides to just to cater to Google and just to get ranking in it. We want to write news for people, written by people, not written for an algorithm. And so we're just going to stay the course until the trends change, or until we get bored of doing it, or we can't afford to pay for the site anymore. Which, like I said, I've got that covered. But if something ever changed, things do change over time. And I'm kind of losing my train of thought here. So Adam, can you remind me what the original question was?
How to maintain a community in the year of 2025.
In the year of 2025. In the year of 2025, it's still just getting in there and interacting yourself. Because people kind of stick around for your personality. If they like who you are, and they believe in you and what you're doing with the site, they'll stick around.
And I suppose that beckons the question, you've mentioned quite a bit of the community, but the staff, is there a staff there? What do they do? Do you produce your own content? Like, do you write articles for PopGeeks?
Sometimes. My time ends up being split a lot more than some of the other guys on the site. So we have a staff that's like under 10 people. They're all basically contractors. We all have, separate day jobs and stuff like that. And they mostly do the writing. There's a couple of people that'll do videos for me every now and then, like Adam Pope, who does the Wizards Comics podcast, I think it's called. And he's really good at that, and that's a long-running series that he's had going on there. And so what I do on the site is I do basically everything else. So I'll do a lot of the tech stuff to keep things going. I'll do the WordPress updates. I do the design. I do graphic design. I do illustration. Sometimes for the site, I'll do some of the writing. Sometimes I'll do some YouTube videos. There's a couple up right now that I have to get back to updating that. But I have a couple where my son and I were playing like Mario Kart and Elder Drawer. Let's see, what is it? Shadow Creatures? I'm blanking on the name a little bit right now. But it was like basically like a strategy RPG that came out. One of the systems was on the Switch. That was pretty fun. And so it's like bringing the kid into it a little bit because he really likes it. He loves watching. He likes watching all of the different Minecraft things. Like he likes watching Mizen and Crafty and a couple of the others out there. I think Combo Panda is another one that he likes watching. So he likes watching the Minecraft and Roblox stuff. So yeah, just I basically do everything that needs to get done. Otherwise, it doesn't get done, and the site needs to continue to look. So like the one thing I would recommend if anyone is ever going to start their own site is to focus on making it look professional, because everything else will come from that. That's how you're going to get people to pay attention to your site, if it looks pro and you take it seriously.
I feel like a Squarespace ad is about to break out here.
Not if I can help it.
Fair. Like, I'm just used to that. that whole pitch coming with that particular ad.
But I like so like one of the things I did was when I was making the PopGeeks logo, I tried to bring a Jack Kirby influence into it. So you see like a little bit of Kirby crackle going on around it. Because my nerddom runs like way back. Like I think I had the original NES and I had like the original Game Boy and stuff like that. And even before that, I think I got to play like on one of my family members' Atari and stuff like that.
So
yeah.
section of Toon Zone of PopGeeks do you contribute to? Like, do you do the video games? Do you do K-drama? Horror?
I don't do the K-drama. That is one of our writers that's out of Texas that does that. So what I'll do is I'll do a lot of the other geek stuff. Like sometimes I'll write tabletop stuff. Sometimes I'll write video game stuff. I just put up a Superman review the other day. And yeah, the comic book solicitations are something that I usually handle.
Okay.
And it's rewarding in its own way. Because it's like it feels like really good when you hit publish on that like 1,000-word review.
And I suppose in keeping with some of the other questioning, what is it like, publishing articles in, the internet of today, that of, podcasts and YouTube videos and social media, where the emphasis is all there and not so much on, websites.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we kind of have our irons in the fire on the social media and on YouTube. So we do a little bit of everything, but we're just a bunch of people who we like to write. So that's what we mainly do. Like if you go and check out one of our writers, Peter Paltridge, I'm just going to say outright that he's probably one of our most naturally gifted writers. He also does like a web comic over at platypuscomics.com, and like he's really good at infusing his own natural humor into his articles. I think that's the kind of group that we attract. So far as people who want to work on the site.
Probably the ethos that's needed in today's world, because, I'm not going to say that there's no money left for, writing on the internet, but as you've noted, that is increasingly ad-driven, let's say. Not to mention, in terms of like chasing the logarithm, is very listicle focused, and in these days, very AI generated.
Yeah, and I just don't care about that. I just don't want to chase that.
Okay, Mac?
No, I was just vibing along with the sentiment.
I see. Yeah. No, I get that. I get that a lot, because it's all awful.
Yeah, it is. It's a losing battle because it's always going to change, and everything's going to become increasingly monetized, and there's always going to be a stranglehold and a push towards making you pay for any sort of growth. So just do your thing, and if people are on it, on board with you, awesome. And if not, then you keep doing it until you don't want to do it anymore and move on to something else.
I think we can understand that mentality. I mean, kind of what drives us here. last I checked. Though that being said, I do see sections for like YouTube and podcasts, so I assume that's extensions of the writing.
Yeah, so one of the people that was doing so, my friend Keith, who I've again known for a long time, like half the people I know from Toonzone, and we kept in touch for so many years. So Keith really, really wanted to do a podcast, so it's just I wanted to make that happen for him. So they've been doing like the Couch Command podcast for a while now. Now, I personally, I have, I think that sometimes his podcasts are awesome and they're entertaining and they're funny, but I'm very ADHD that way. I just can't pay attention for 3 hours. So I'll tune in for like a little bit. I'll catch some of it, and it'll be cool and fun. And then I'll go on with my life. But I was able to like just sort of help him get that off the ground, and that felt really good. So it's like anytime I can use PopGeeks to help a friend accomplish something that they want to do, then I want to be able to do it, because I really feel like the world around us is crappy and awful, so let's just try and put as much good out into the world as we can.
Once again,
for the YouTube stuff, I'm just having fun with it. It's like, sometimes I want to play video games with my son, and sometimes he'll make me feel bad when he's trash talking me.
Do you stream that?
I found that my connection is not strong enough for streaming. I tried a few times. I did like some like late night tests with like Dragon Quest builders and stuff like that, and I was just not happy with the quality of it. So I'll take the time to just sort of record it and edit it and put it up.
Okay.
But I would stream more if my connection over here was strong enough. But I mean, Spectrum, what are you going to do?
I've heard many things. None of it good.
They're all true.
It could be worse. It could be Comcast.
Yeah, I've heard amazing things about them.
Mason's doing quite a lot of things there.
I've heard different things about like the different internet providers. It just sort of depends on where you are. Sometimes Spectrum is more reliable than Verizon, and sometimes it's the other way around.
How much competition is in the area?
Mm-hmm. Gotta love those monopolies.
Right. Anyway, so is there any animation focus on PopGeeks?
Every now and then. Not as much as there used to be. Mostly due to the fact that I don't get to watch as much animation as I used to. Like I used to have the time to like sit down and like watch Cartoon Network and watch Adult Swim, and so I was able to basically do that with a lot of my time. But things just change over time. The time just disappears. I do not know where it went. But like I got to catch what was something that I got to catch lately. I went and watched some of Blue Eyed Samurai. And that's really pretty and really good. I really like that a lot.
I watched it last year. I think it was last year. But I remember liking it to a point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, the animation scene certainly changed. Like what's happened with the networks is kind of depressing.
Yeah, they want to close down Cartoon Network Studios out, so that was a real bummer.
I think Cartoon Network Studios is still open. Just the Cartoon Network network is just such a shell of its former self.
Yeah.
Even comparing to like Nickelodeon and Disney Channel, still they're not completely dead, and they're not completely banking on nostalgia. Like they're investing in that new Ianu program.
It all goes through cycles. I mean, at some point it'll it'll come back. Maybe not through like the form of like Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon. It might be something else. It's like, it'll be like the same things that like happened with like Batman the Animated Series way back in the day, where something big comes out, like there's a big movie or something like that, and there'll be a TV show to be tied into it. But since they won't have any like data or anything like that or any information, it'll just get made in the void, and something beautiful will happen again. So, and maybe there'll be a new renaissance based off of that. Something's going to happen, and it'll blow up again eventually. But we just all have to live long enough to see it.
Possibly, but like, how do I put this?
Mhm.
The era of the cable networks is done. It's
Oh, yeah.
And that's kind of being reflected in where Cartoon Network programming is premiering now, because like the new season of Gumball is showing up on Hulu, and Hulu alone. And
Well, where do you end up consuming most of your stuff? Because it's like I've been seeing, I'll watch stuff on animation. It's like I'll see on Netflix or Tubi. Those are the main two places. A little bit on HBO Max.
Netflix, HBO Max, Disney Plus, YouTube is probably the number one platform right now. Like, just because there's a lot of stuff there, and it's free.
Yeah, definitely. So in having so I had my son about 6 years ago, and obviously I'm watching different things because of him. He's like super into Sonic and stuff like that. But one of the cartoons that we caught on YouTube that really resonated with me, because it reminded me of like old school Looney Tunes and stuff like that, and Tom and Jerry, is Chicky. So it's a little yellow bird that a lot of like huge reactions and stuff like that. A lot of he takes a lot of damage and stuff like that. So he'll take a beating and stuff like that. And it's a lot of physical humor that's going on there, and it has its timing down, and it understands the beats that you have to hit to be funny with that sort of humor.
Might have to check that out one day.
Mutation.
Yeah. So I suppose going back, what made you want to found Toon Zone way back in the day in the first place?
It just sort of happened. So before there was a Toon Zone, there was a Warner Brothers Club back on Prodigy Classic. I don't know if you remember that at all.
Way back when the internet was still only a little bit inter.
Yeah. I met my my first husband. I actually met him on there when I was like 16. So I went and internet dated before it was really creepy to do that. And now it's normal again. But yeah, we had a Warner Brothers Club over there, so we were fans of, at the time, Animaniacs, Tiny Toons, obviously classic Looney Tunes. And I think the way I ended up in charge of that is because I went and asked anyone if anyone else wanted to be in charge, and no one said that they did. And so I just sort of started doing it. And eventually it grew enough that we decided that we needed to branch out further. And that's kind of how it moved to the internet and eventually evolved into Toon Zone. And then we just kept. I want to say like the biggest time for that particular site was probably around like 2001, 2002. That's when like the big boom happened.
Yeah, I do remember reading quite a bit of Toon Zone, like somewhere in the mid-aughts, to late-aughts. And I suppose the natural question here is, what made you want to finally part way with Toon Zone?
The internet got really bitter, didn't it? over time. It's like I felt like I had dealt with so much bitterness over time, and I kind of wanted to explore other things. And it was just time, even though I loved a lot of the people that I got to work with over there as volunteers. And I still have like a great fondness for them. And I even still, for the current owner, like sometimes because I was so involved in building the site, I'll still pop in to like help him with something because I might be the only one who knows how something got created and why it got created and how to fix it. And so, just eventually it's like, you deal with enough people that just tell you that you suck all the time. And it's like, okay, I need to take a break from this. Just let's take a beat and figure out what we want to do next.
Understandable.
But, it's always going to hold like a special place in my heart.
So, do you ever miss it?
I miss the people. The people that I don't get to, who don't work with me on PopGeeks. There are some people over there that I don't get to talk to anymore, and I kind of miss dealing with them a lot. But I'm okay with having moved on to PopGeeks. I'm like happier with where it is so far as what we cover. I feel like I have more fun with it.
And I'm assuming that the commentary has gotten way less bitter in the PopGeeks era.
Yeah. Yeah, when you have a website like that, forums, they don't go as sour. Like, I don't know how much of like Toonzone that you heard of, but like Toonzone had like a sect that spun off from it called TZ Watch, and they would just go around harassing people like badly. And it was tough to be able to do anything about it from our website because it would do it on other services.
I think I might have heard something about that. I don't remember.
Yeah, it was around for a while. Hopefully, all the people that were involved in that, they stopped and again took a beat to just realize that there's more to do. If that's what you're spending your time doing on the internet, then maybe go off of the internet and just find other things to do. Doing that is just not worth your time.
Sage advice taken by too few in this day and age.
What are the kids saying these days? Go touch some grass.
Yeah, I've heard the phrase a lot these days. Like, it's a good advice. Like, especially given how cooked a lot of people's brains have been getting lately. Like
the brain rot, man.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm doing way more protesting than I thought I would at this age. It's crazy.
It's the times we live in. It's like, but, who knew that when you elected a, monstrous tyrant, bad things would follow?
I sure didn't. I said sarcastically.
Indeed. But I'm not going to even dignify that with a straight face, but...
Well, Taco Tuesday is always followed by Waffle Wednesday, so...
Anyway...
Excuse me, I'm unclear on your point there. Are you trying to say that waffles are bad?
Anyway...
It is when you're talking about policy.
Yeah. Waffling is not considered to be a good thing there.
So then what's tacoing?
Fuck's sakes.
So we have something to talk about after the show.
Yeah.
Trump always caves.
I'm just saying you're mincing your metaphor.
have to move that to the After Dark portion of the show.
Yes.
I'm mincing my metaphor. Is that like getting under my goat?
No, it's like a minced. It's like a combination of a minced oath and a mixed metaphor.
Don't count all of your chickens in one basket.
Well, that would actually probably be the best way to count them.
Indeed.
Every episode of Moonhawk Studios Presents turns into the meme of that kid going, "Jesus Christ!"
Nice.
Right.
Yeah.
We done here.
We're done with the memeing, that's for sure.
I hope so. Anyway, as I was going to say, so even though your profile is a lot less visible, do you still get the odd stray bullet from the Toon Zone Day?
Not so much anymore. I mean, the last thing I really that really kind of killed it for me for a while was when I was like 8 months pregnant with my son. As far as I can figure out, some 17-year-old started harassing one of my moderators, and then started harassing me and sending me like pictures of crushed heads and stuff like that. It's like, oh, okay, I'm getting too old for this.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that sounds very unpleasant.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that just sort of makes you decide. It's like, yeah, okay, let's go do something else for a bit, because this is an unhealthy thing. But like I said, plenty of like really amazing people that I met over time, and it was super fun back in the day when like you had like your Bruce Timms and your Dwayne McDuffies just sort of popping in. And over time, I got to meet like some cool people. I've definitely got to meet I got to meet Rob Paulson a few times, and let's see, I got to meet voice actors on Avatar, The Last Airbender, and also Korra. So that was pretty cool. Every now and then something, really cool happens, but it's like, you don't want to be like the type of person on the internet that like brags about that all the time. But sometimes you get to do like some really cool things. So it's like, the little kid, Eileen, that used to like pause Thundercats just so she could watch like the frames of animation. She would be pretty happy with where I ended up on all this.
Insert joke here. There were frames of animation on Thundercats.
One could say that it was all one frame.
Okay, well, let me specify that I mean the opening theme.
Yeah,
by TMS.
Okay, Thundercats wasn't as bad as say He-Man, but yeah, the openings of 80s cartoons tended to overhype things just a touch most of the time. Like,
oh, come on, that's not even the classic era of filmation. Like when they did Star Trek, the original the animated series, and all the action sequences were silhouettes.
I'm like, yes. Everything had to be boxed in because of their particular limitations.
You know what I really miss? I really miss Johnny Quest. I really need to go check that out again soon. I really love the Stark Shadows in that. The original. I mean, the reboots. At least one of the reboots was okay. I think one of the other ones was not so much.
I remember watching the real adventures of Johnny Quest in the 90s.
Yeah, there were two versions of that came out like right about the same time. It was weird.
There's a whole story there.
The original Ghostbusters.
Yeah, the original Ghostbusters and the real Ghostbusters. That's another fun one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course, Filmation was going to try and cash in on the name they originated on in some form.
Oh, of course.
Just, the original Ghostbusters was shit. Look,
the 800-pound gorilla in the room.
Hey, beloved shit.
I don't think either version of that was particularly beloved. In fact, barely remembered.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
No, really, I don't know.
I really love like the 80s and 90s animation. That's like my sweet spot for that thing.
Well, we could go on all day about that particular topic. And have.
So apparently, season 3 of Strange New Worlds has dropped, and people are already making My Little Pony jokes because John Delancey voiced a particular character, and they're like, "Discord? Is that you?"
I mean, Discord basically is My Little Pony Q.
Yep.
Yeah, I got to really find more time to like catch up on things. I do have Paramount Plus, so I got to catch up on that.
I can't get my late septuagenarian parents to actually invest in it so that my dad can catch up on Star Trek. And I'm like, really, there's a lot of stuff here you need to see. Especially if you were disappointed by Nemesis, at least the 3rd season of Picard will possibly redeem that.
Well, better get in before Skydance does.
No, I know.
But more on that later.
Yeah, I was not happy reading the news on everything that's going on with that.
I do like the fact that Jon Stewart and Stephen Colbert are in lockstep with if you're going to take us, you're not going to take us without a fight.
Good.
The first day back after the cancellation announcement, and Colbert was like, "Yeah, fuck this network, fuck the studio, fuck our new owners, and fuck everybody."
Which is amazing. We also have to remember, though, that they are all basically millionaires. They're going to be fine.
Yeah,
but I'm glad that they're giving them a bloody nose on the way out.
Oh yeah, that's why I was like, he's got fuck you money.
Yeah, definitely. What a lovely place to be.
$15 million a year. He's got fuck you money.
What a lovely place to be.
Well, at least he's using it. Why? At least he's using it for good. You know?
Yeah, Colbert and Jon Stewart have always been solid. It's like, how many times has Jon Stewart gone to fight for the 9/11 fund?
Oh, I know. And I was just thinking about that too, because he was self-deprecating in his own little spiel about Colbert's firing, but he's like he moved on. I passed away. I was like, no, John, you didn't. You just changed your priorities to something real.
I like that Kimmel shows loyalty whenever something happens that Jimmy Kimmel does show loyalty. Like when Conan was going through the thing with Leno, he was like right there. I like that he's being vocal now too, even though he doesn't have quite as much of a dog in the fight. Like he's right there anyway.
Well, you know what? Though, this whole capitulation thing, ABC does have a dog in that fight because of George Stephanopoulos. Bob Iger and Disney knuckled under to the Orange Tyrant, the Phantom Führer. I can't speak today. The Phantom Führer himself first. So before this whole thing, Sherry Redstone basically giving up the goods to appease, Mango and Mussolini over here. ABC and Disney did it first, and they threw George Stephanopoulos under the bus, and there was no fucking way that Donald Trump was going to win that lawsuit.
Right.
And they just rolled.
Disney has always followed the money, though. It's like they'll just they'll support if they think that liberal causes are where the money is. That's where they will go for a time, but then they'll go to more conservative things once they think the money's over there. So they just fly with the wind.
When news stopped being news and started being a business.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing I miss. It's like, at a certain point, didn't we start getting our news from our comedians instead of our news organizations because of this, basically?
Once again, cue Jon Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
Time he was actually relevant. Like, unfortunately, like, Jon Stewart doesn't have the pull he did back in the Bush era.
No. 1999 to 2005 was peak Jon Stewart. After that, he did start phoning it in a little bit.
I'm really interested to see what Josh Johnson does with his. He's going to be in rotation on the hosting, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So his act is really interesting if you ever caught his comedy act online, because he'll go on like a 40-minute story, and then he'll finally get to the punchline, but you're like right there the whole entire time because he's just keeping the whole thing interesting. So I'll be interested to see what he does with hosting on The Daily Show.
I did enjoy Christopher Titus's latest bit where he told MAGA that they could take all of their thoughts and feelings, roll them up real tight, and just fucking die.
I saw that. That was great. Of all the comedians out there, I would have thought that he would have gone MAGA, but he did not, and that's awesome.
Oh no, him and Bill Burr are odd enigmas. But I always Bill Burr even admitted he says, yeah, I'm a liberal, but but he's a liberal in the same way that Bill Maher is, except the fact that Bill Burr is more relevant.
Right.
Bill Maher is, he's 70 now.
Also, he's not as liberal as he makes himself out to be.
He's kind of gone. He's kind of gone the Dennis Miller route. He's kind of gone the Dennis Miller route of pretending to be a libertarian so that way he doesn't get pilloried.
Yeah, I think I never could really watch him because I always found him to be kind of pretentious.
Oh, he's a fucking snot. Calling him a douchebag would be an improvement. He hasn't been on the ball since politically incorrect.
Right. That makes sense.
It's no wonder that my the conservative wing of my family adores him. Oh, he's a liberal we can get behind, and I'm like, yeah, we don't claim him.
And the thing is like, politically speaking, I'm kind of more centrist. Like, I lean a little bit left, but there's some things I lean more conservatively on. But I just feel like the right, or whatever the center used to be, has gotten so far right. If that makes any sense.
No, ever since Clinton, we've been on this inexorable march towards the center. The Democratic Party has been moving further and further towards the right. So now the center is the center is so-called right of center.
Right. That's exactly what it is. It's like what you're saying is that everything is just moves so much more right.
On any scale other than American politics, the American Democratic Party is a center-right party.
No. I'm going to stop that right here and now. The Democratic Party is a lot more left than it was a decade ago, 20 years ago.
Right, but they've made a mistake.
Yeah, but it's always been a center-right party.
No, and it's not center-right by Europe's standards. That shows a profound ignorance of European politics. Like, that statement just pisses me off.
It's not about how right it is, it's about how left it isn't.
Like, no, that ignores how much right-wing shit is going on in Europe right now. Like,
everywhere, right?
Like, yeah. Dear God.
Right, but Bill Clinton and Barack Obama have both admitted that they made a mistake of trying to appeal to the right and dragging the Democratic Party along with them. to try to get things done, and they said they should have been more obstinate. They should have stuck more to left-wing values, even though Obama and even Joe Biden miraculously were far more left-leaning and progressive than even some of their predecessors.
We just had the most progressive president of all time, and everybody hated it. Like,
Adam, I'm not saying that the European right isn't right. Isn't as far right as the American right.
I don't know if everybody hated it. I think that if Joe Biden hadn't stumbled like he was having mental difficulties during that debate, we'd have a very different 2025 right now.
Possibly not.
Or if he'd have stepped out before the primaries and gave Harris a chance to fail legitimately.
Once again, that's a debate for another show, because there's an argument that the Dems were fucked either way, because the anti-incumbency nonsense that was sweeping the entire globe. Like, no, seriously, incumbent parties did terribly no matter where they were. Like,
I just don't know how in anybody's mind Donald Trump was an acceptable alternative.
Like, idiocy is a hell of a drug. But
fair. All right.
Man, I don't know if okay, so there are some videos on YouTube. I don't remember the name of the channel, but they'll take people who are like on opposite sides of the spectrum, like people who are a group of women who are Christians and a group of women who are not Christians, and they'll have them discuss, whatever they're thinking about and whatever their beliefs are. And they have them do it in a way where they try to get them to be as non-judgmental as possible and just, listen. And the people who are, on that sort of more nationalistic bent, they like really believe that he's a hero, that he's just sort of an imperfect hero. And obviously, I strongly disagree with that.
Hero of what?
They think that he can get whatever they want done. They think that he can get their Christian goals done, whether that be, fully getting rid of abortion, and just rolling back. I don't get it. It's like, like some of these things, it's like, just as watching as a woman, it's like, why are you supporting someone who's going to take away your rights? And it's just like a crazy, bewildering thing to watch. Just as like federally, my rights get chipped away like every single month.
Well, I mean, could be worse. You could live in Wyoming or Oklahoma.
Which one was the state where the woman was used as an incubator for her kid?
Oh, I think that was Florida.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I live in New York, so it's like, things aren't going to hit me here first. But it's like, when it's not about that. It's about how it's going to affect women who are coming up. Because, I'm, getting to the point where I don't have to worry about things like having kids anymore. But there are a lot of women that, are going to have to deal with this stuff, and it eats me up,
Indeed.
Right.
How about, can I change the subject? Can we talk about, like, the Superman movie?
Kevin, are you there?
Yes, I am here. I just did not want to interrupt the flow, as it were. But yes, I am now here with you all here. Hello, everybody.
Yep.
Yes, I decided to not be here at the top of the show unlike usual because, well, work called for me, and when I got home at 10:30, I was very much exhausted and needed to decharge, as it were, a little bit. So, yeah. Yes, I'm now here for you for rest of the show as of now. So, yeah.
It's really nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Good evening.
Yeah.
to answer your thing, I have not seen the Superman movie, but I have heard good things about it.
I
Really like
in fact did see it myself. I went to the IMAX 3D, and it was very fun. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, Kevin, were you part of the Toon Zone community back in the day?
As a matter of fact, yes, I was. I was part of it. I met the love of my life on that forum, as a matter of fact, or he was part of that too. So,
Well,
yes.
there you
Yes.
go. Small world.
Yeah, I forgot. I was under a multitude of names. I forgot what most of them were. But yes, I was indeed a part of that Toon Zone fan forum. Yes, that was.
So were you Don East over there?
No, as a matter of fact, yes. I know who Don East is, but I'm not Don East. No,
Oh, okay.
far from it.
Okay,
Actually,
if you ever remember what your username was, definitely let me know.
oh, it had some Kevin G on it, if
Okay.
I recall correctly. I mean, it's been a long time, but yeah. Yeah, I'm being a little hesitant about Don East because Don East is actually the love of my life I was speaking about. So yes,
Yeah.
Awesome.
completely different person, but yes. But yeah, I was.
Well, that
definitely
makes
a part
me
of
that makes me so happy to hear that you were able to find love there.
Yeah. So I'm in a good place right now, thankfully, on that front. But yeah, I was definitely part of that Toon Zone. I'm definitely a Toon Zone alumni, yes. I mean, Twitter came along and social media came along and took me right out of that, but yeah.
Yeah, it happened to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. In case you missed it, Eileen here. She's the creator of Toon Zone.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, I'm Harley.
Ah, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it was. I spent a lot of days on Toon Zone in the peak era. Absolutely.
That's really
Like
cool. That makes me
yeah,
really happy.
yeah, it's like basically my internet history is AOL, and then Toon Zone basically, and forums, MySpace that period of time, and then Twitter came along, and that pretty much engulfed me. And wasn't really a fan of Facebook and everything else, but yeah, Toon Zone was basically the gateway period between original internet and modern internet, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I can imagine that after a while, like the whole gated community thing kind of lost its appeal. And being able to like explore the wilds of the internet where there weren't as many guardrails was kind of fun for a while.
It also was the fact that Twitter was a lot more friendlier for me because, of course, I'm on the spectrum, so it was simpler. It was easier for me to handle, and also was it was good for me because like I was able to fit things into a short amount of characters, and I was pushed to a limit. So
yeah.
But yeah, I very much had good number of years on Toon Zone. Yes, it was quite the thing. It really was.
Well, that's awesome. You should definitely keep in touch.
Yeah, I actually like that. Yes.
You can find me basically anywhere on, on Blue Sky or Facebook. Or you said you're not really a Facebook person, but if you go on Blue Sky, I'm mostly on there.
Yeah, I'm on what I call Twix, Twitter, and also Blue Sky. I'm on both. I play both sides, try to, make sure that I get everything going there, because, most people are still on Twix, but there are also people on Blue Sky, and I basically got on the Blue Sky right as things weren't looking good on Twix, so got there on the early boat, as it were.
Twix puts the dig in your gig. Truly do well.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go.
90s Mars candy references.
So what did you like about Superman?
Don't say anything. I haven't seen it yet, so no spoilers.
Yeah, of course.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Don't want to spoil. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but just
don't worry. I'll see it. I'll see it on 1, 2, 3 movies before you know it. Oh, goddamn if I pay for the system.
R.
Yeah, this movie's rated R.
I want to show it to my kid, but he's just too young to see like some of the, they get kind of beat up in there. If it wasn't for that, then I feel like it would otherwise be pretty safe for like a kid his age, like a 6-year-old to watch.
It's not that violent, honestly. I mean, there's a lot of, explosions and broken glass and broken buildings and stuff like that, but it's not really violent, except for maybe 1 or 2 scenes, but it's not overly so.
I feel like he wouldn't deal well with the beginning of it, where it sounds like Superman's lungs are caving in.
Yeah, I mean, that probably would throw some off. Yes, I guess I'll say that. I don't want to go too far for others' sakes, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's in the trailer, so that's safe.
Yeah, true. It is a clip that's been put out, so yeah. But yeah. Anyway,
I really had fun watching it, because it's like I don't know, it's like, so my list of favorite Superman are obviously like Christopher Reeve. Brandon Routh is my second favorite Superman. I thought, because you see the thing about Superman is that Superman, you have to have like, if it's Batman, you have to have a good Batman, and Bruce Wayne is kind of secondary for it.
right.
But with Superman, you have to have a good Clark Kent.
Yes.
And I felt like Brandon Routh was a good Clark Kent, and I felt like Corin Sweat was a good Clark Kent too.
Yeah.
That's what makes a movie for me.
Yep, absolutely. So, I mean, again, I don't want to go too far into it without going into spoiler territory, but that very much is the most important thing when it comes to playing this role is, can you do both?
The real question is, though, does do Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl steal the film?
I feel like they weren't in it often enough to steal it. I mean, when they were on screen, they made an impression.
I mean,
I've heard that Mr. Terrific did a bit.
Yes, he was impressive. I want to see more of Mr. Terrific. I want to see more of all of them. I just felt like the other two didn't get as much time as they deserved.
I would say that they were in it enough to say that the answer to that question, Mac, is yes.
Well, that's okay because Nathan Fillion is getting lanterns. So
I will say that they're in it enough to when the answer is yes. Like they weren't in it a lot, sure, but they were in it enough for where you get the idea and where they could take them in future projects, as we say.
They're just dominating the press tour so much, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
but that's because Nathan Fillion has a lot of work getting everybody hyped about lanterns.
Yeah. Well, I will say
Nathan Fillion's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that he does. I will say he does enough here to make you want to see where he goes in future projects with this character. Absolutely, without question. And considering
also
how long
that Hulk made a really good, or super good Lex Luthor.
Oh my god! Like
he just hates so hard. Oh my god, it's amazing. I love it.
It's like, oh my, that's literally the thing that makes this movie here to me. Honestly, even more than Corin Sweat soup.
The mumbling ugly dog stupid cape to the coffee cup.
Oh my god, yes. That was like seeing it on the screen, it's like like the whole, but it's more than, it's like he hates him and he shows it, and he definitely it's probably the most solid performance as Luthor on screen in quite some time. Absolutely.
Agreed.
It probably not even be the. I would honestly say it was probably even the best, honestly, to give you the full experience here. Like if there's any character that gives you an impression with this film, it's not just Corin Sweat and Superman, and who plays Lois here?
Rachel Brosnahan, I think her name is.
Yeah, Rachel. Yeah, she's great in this too. But it's Holt and Luthor here. It's like it literally is the thing that probably makes this movie the most, honestly, to me. Even more than Superman, because really, if Holt's Luthor is not as good as it is here, like, I don't know, even with a good performance from Corn Sweat and Superman, how this movie really goes where it goes, because that to me makes it, honestly. So, yeah, it really is a good movie, and I hope if you haven't seen it yet, you eventually do. So,
I will second that.
yes.
How about Thunderbolts?
All
Did you
right.
catch that?
Seen that. But yeah,
Not yet.
I haven't. I'm probably just gonna wait for after 4, because that's the next big thing here. Because Feige, yeah, you are on the clock now, sir. You don't have a bad DC cinematic universe to kick around anymore, at least for now.
Yeah, I don't want to derail the show if you guys want to move on to something else. So I'll just say that totally worth it. I enjoyed it very much.
It was great. It was great talking with you. Absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
I haven't seen Thunderbolt. I haven't seen Captain America: Brave New World. I have not seen Ironheart. I have not seen any of the MCU since Deadpool and Wolverine.
There's too much.
Yeah.
How can you possibly watch it all?
I don't know. Well, and with my limited power situation, it's not like I could just sit here and binge watch it either.
Right. Right.
Watching it from my phone in the car is not where it's at, as the kids would say. That is
Do
not
they say
it.
that anymore?
That is not it. That
I feel like Steve Buscemi. Hello, fellow kids.
I'm usually better at code switching, but I don't know. My cat is here looking adorable.
Yeah, I hope talking about like the website stuff wasn't like too boring or anything like that, guys.
No. It's actually very enlightening.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, if anyone ever has any questions about it, like I got like more than 20 years of stuff on how this stuff has been done over like for that many years. So if you ever want to like pick my brain or anything like that, just always feel free to reach out.
We'll do so. Anyway, I think we have to move forward with things.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I think it's about time for me to like curl into a ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, thanks for coming, and we'll talk to you
coming
soon.
out and visiting with us. Yeah,
Yeah, thanks.
we really
Thank
do
you.
appreciate you coming out and visiting with us. Do you before you go, do you have anything that you want to promote? Anything specific that like an appearance or a show or something that's coming up that you would like to let everybody know about as your parting
There's not
shot?
anything specific going on. I mean, if you just want a place that's just going to give you like news without any sort of spin and without trying to like cater to the bots online, we're out there, and we're ready to be a home for you. And we want to just have fun and hope that you come in along for the ride with us. We're over at PopGeeks.com, and hope to see you.
All right.
All right, Eileen, thanks for joining us, and it was a pleasure talking to you. And we'll have to have you back again if there's some kind of update or whatever.
Yeah, that sounds great. All right, take care, guys.
Good night.
All right.
All right.
All right. Now we have a video queued up.
Oh, do we? Okay.
It is the Computer Chronicles again.
Yep. This time, we're going to look at their 1984 episode talking about artificial intelligence.
God, this is the oldest one that we've shown at this point. Is that right?
Yeah. It's
I
one
got
of their...
quiet for a minute there because
Yeah.
I got quiet for a minute there because Doodles just swiped the shit out of my cuticle
Oh boy.
when I was trying to push her off the table.
Oh dear.
So
That's
I stuck
not
my
good.
finger in my mouth and just kept quiet.
Uh-huh.
All right. Proceed, please.
1984. Wow.
Yep. Not their earliest.
I may need medical attention.
Uh-oh.
Do we need
Did
to, like, actually, or?
No, just
Did
proceed.
Did she actually get you, or? Okay.
She dug a centimeter-long hole in my finger.
Yeah. I didn't know this show I didn't know the show went this far back.
We are learning things today.
Yeah.
Microfocus, creators of visual programming.
The best kind of
I
content
hear
is when we
IBM.
learn things.
Is pleased to provide
I hear
IBM.
IBM was doing the 1850 census at this point.
the story
Ooh.
of this continuing evolution.
Microfocus. Where the magic happens.
Full screen.
Didn't long about that, did he? We knew that was going to happen. Welcome to the Computer
Oh man, I remember playing one of those on a TWA flight in 1987.
Herb, we think of chess as the ultimate game of skill, a game
Jesus,
that
you were
requires mental
barely
agility and
8 over the course of the
intelligence, if you will.
show.
Yet here I am playing a game of chess with a
Barely
computer,
8.
which is
You're
analyzing
wrong.
board positions and applying a certain kind of intelligence to
Wasn't
figure
a
out
lot
what
of
its
budget
next
for a
move should be.
desk in
That's the subject of our
1984.
program today, artificial intelligence.
There
And
was
when
for all
some
the
people
wood
respond,
paneling in the
AI
world.
suggests attempting to duplicate the way a human brain works. Is
Yeah,
that what
that's
AI is, in
basically
fact?
barely a
Not in
desk right
most
there.
modern
Yeah,
AI
basically
research,
went to
however.
freaking whatever the
Early
heck the
research in
furniture
AI
store was and just got the
looked
cheapest one they
duplicating
got.
human thought processes, but current AI research is more concerned
Back when
with
glasses were
duplicating the
actually
end
made out of
result
Coke bottles.
intelligence. And
Gracious.
computers that act as experts in expert systems and computers that can communicate with us in our language,
Harry
understand
Look at how
style glasses
fucking
right
thick
there.
those.
that language, are two areas that are receiving a lot
Jesus,
of
look
attention
at how
in
thick those
artificial
fucking
intelligence
lenses
research
are.
today.
Yeah,
Okay,
Harry ass
joining me, two of the
glasses.
world's
Jesus.
foremost experts on artificial intelligence, and we'll take a look at two fascinating examples of expert systems. One of the leading experts on expert systems is Dr. Edward Feigenbaum of Stanford University. We asked Professor Feigenbaum about the evolution
I'm gonna
of
need the
artificial
subtitles.
intelligence.
The computers, as you know, are general symbol processing devices capable of manipulating any kinds of symbols, of which numbers constitute
For my
one
freaking
important piece,
cabin.
but computers are much more general than that. We've known about the generality of computation since at least the time of Turing in the 1930s, and actually I've tracked it back to intuitions that Babbage
Our wood grain
had
budget
that
was
were
off the
reported
charts.
by Ada Lovelace,
Goodness
from whom
gracious, the
Ada
wood.
programming language
An
is named.
entire forest
forest
died
To,
for this
I
set.
was about to
Lovelace
say.
wrote
I was
that,
about to say.
the analytical engine of Babbage's constituted the
Freaking Northern
link
California
between
could cut
the
a
mechanical
freaking
world
forest
It's
with
and
usually
those
the world
goodness.
of the most abstract concepts. That
It's usually
finally,
just plywood sets in a
in
garage. This
terminology,
looks
is called the physical symbol
real.
system hypothesis and is the basis for artificial intelligence work. In artificial
For all the oak and
intelligence as a
mahogany.
science, we talk about the use of computers to
It's
process
supposed to be 84,
symbolic
but
knowledge
it's like, is this 70?
using
Is it
logical
84 or
inference
74?
methods, symbolic inference methods. In other words, we're
Oh
talking
man,
about
tape static.
inference and not calculation in the traditional sense. We're talking about knowledge
Tapes were
and
are
not numbers
pristine.
in the traditional sense.
A current application of inferential knowledge engineering is in the field of expert systems.
Doodles, stop
Programs like
touching.
this Oil Exploration Advisor.
Oh boy.
Developed to assist drilling rigs in remote areas, the program behaves much like a qualified specialist. It asks
Made from
questions
pure
of its
framulated
user
amulite.
and then gives advice on how to avoid or correct accidents so common in drilling
Things haven't
operations.
changed in
If
40
at
some
point
odd
in the line of
years.
questioning the user becomes confused by the query, he can ask the program to explain itself, simply by entering why. The advisor responds with
Why?
the specific source
Why?
behind the query,
Why?
reasoning up to that point.
Now I'm thinking about that Enron
The
commercial, you
symbolic
know,
processing
why,
behind the human elements of this program have found applications in a broad range of fields, from medicine to robotics. Perhaps the most difficult area for AI to
Jesus,
master has been
Amram.
natural
Jesus
language.
Christ.
Talent that results in very
AI is
fruitful letters,
hard to match from natural language. A statement that is still true in 2025.
Syntax and context have restricted present systems to very limited applications. A simple
Once again, I would
geographic question
Meanwhile,
on the
all of the bots
phrasing
on the internet
lead
are
to
failing the
multiple
terrorist
interpretations. The program will determine
Yeah,
the
the fact,
questions most likely
watching
mean
this, I'm
only
saying,
after an exhaustive
wait, AI is supposed to save us all? This thing hasn't
and may
barely
even
improved
reject
since
an unusual
84!
phrasing of the same query. In a parallel development,
That's not fair. Now it takes a lot more energy and resources to come up with more or less complete nonsense.
In this experiment, the visual
It
dynamics
says everything, doesn't it?
form the foundation for a linguistic expert advisor capable not only of discerning visual patterns, but also
To
acting
think
as a
that it only took one query to get that.
interactive application has given persons without normal speech the ability to adapt or construct alternative symbolic languages, a remarkable instance of using a computer program's
And he missed the
intelligence
target and
to help
has to start
interpret
over again.
human intelligence.
God, I was gonna see the freaking AI system in '84.
Joining us now
If we're basing it on human models, there's no intelligent life anywhere in the universe.
Systems for Micros, and Niels Nielsen, director of the Artificial Intelligence Center at SRI International.
Nielsen, now that's a name.
Niels, could you kind of help us scope the field of artificial intelligence as it exists today?
Well, I'll try, Herb. It's a broad field. If you ask many of
Herb
the people,
Lechner.
constitutes artificial
That sounds like something that grows on the side of a rock.
For me, I think it concerns mainly
Nils Nilsson.
Sorry.
Come on, now
I'm
they're
sorry.
just making it up.
Niels Nelson. Niels Nielsen, yes, that's his name. Yes.
Look, a lot of Nordic names are fucking like that.
Also, I'm sorry, I see mid-80s and Sorry, I see mid-80s and Herb, and I think of Burger King, okay?
Now all I can think about is this is where half of these Twitter handles come from.
That does in fact involve a certain body of techniques that are a little different, perhaps, than what goes on in the rest of computer science.
Jeffrey, Niels is involved in the research end of AI, and you're involved in some of the applications. Are we at the point today where we can apply AI?
The core end of AI.
Well, I feel that
and it still keeps insisting that 2 + 2 = 5.
Systems or knowledge systems now are applicable.
Or some of them insist that they are Mecha Hitler.
Used routinely to reach decisions, troubleshooting strategies, diagnoses, those areas. So,
did they hook up the voice modulation for that? Because that would have been tipped.
Holy shit! Oh god! I mean, if there was a freaking voice modulator for that, oh boy. I mean, who knows when we reach that point? When that point happens, all bets are off.
Systems, is that correct?
Right. Well, actually,
when is Grok Annie getting kicked off of Twitch?
Applications in virtually any area where there is that routine use of special knowledge.
And it runs on microcomputers.
Right.
Or ARI or whatever.
The IBM personal computer and a number of other compatible microcomputers.
Do you use the same techniques in this system that Nils was referring to, or used in systems that might run on larger equipment?
It uses some of the same ideas, and it has its own unique approach as well. One of the specific areas where this is a different sort of program is that instead of requiring explicit statement of rules to build a system, it only requires examples of previous decisions, previous tasks, previous diagnoses to build the systems. And that's going to break through, I believe, the knowledge engineering bottleneck mentioned by people like Edward Feigenbaum in building these systems.
40 years and the best they could 40 years and ChatGPT is still the best they could come up with.
This is a particular application generated with this
we're going to find something that's going to break that bottleneck 40 years later. Bullshit. Okay.
Well, I mean, to be fair, what they thought in 40 years, cars would be flying and people would have their own robot butlers.
I mean, I think even by the mid-'80s, I think people will realize we're not going to be the Jetsons.
Listen, I saw that episode
of flying cars.
Jesus Christ.
It's not just impractical. It's also just a bad idea.
By a physician's assistant.
Listen,
Anyway,
I saw that episode. I saw that episode of the Orville, and it doesn't end well for those people.
Drowsy? Let's say no. Or are there any predisposing factors?
Oh, hey,
to
look,
develop
AI
this
diagnosing
prior events that
medical
might lead to this
conditions.
condition? Let's say yes.
Jeez,
Look,
there's a
analytical AI has many good use cases.
So I don't know exactly what that means, but that gives you
It's different than generative AI.
Yeah. I mean, even still, it's like this is a case of a situation where just because you can doesn't mean you necessarily shouldn't just think about it for a minute.
For the program as a tutorial.
Like, do I really want to get myself up to a machine that isn't necessarily 100% on the mark?
How are you going to spend your time?
Look, we just need to generate enough heat to
a couple of questions, multiple choice
emulate the sun, and then we'll have enough power to run AI.
Query system. Oh boy!
Like, how much energy did it cost to make that reaction?
Let's say sunny. So it says, why don't you take the family to the beach? Now, the way that you would build one of these models is by starting on something called the attribute screen.
Like, well, our particle accelerators did come up with a few black holes, but, no big deal.
Problem or situation. Now, here, the attributes are weather and family, and there's the advice column, which would be the result of a particular decision.
What size matrix?
It's built off Excel.
Okay, you can actually do, in any particular problem, 31
Busy calc.
attributes and up to 250
Whatever.
values
Oh,
per
yeah.
attribute. And those can then be chained together.
Lotus
to
1, 2,
very large
3.
models, just limited by the size of your disk storage, essentially. The values, such as raining and sunny, could be thought of as answers to the question represented by the attribute. Once you've
Hold on, I got to change out my 5 megabyte drive.
you then go to something called the example screen.
Highball.
On the example screen, you enter in examples of previous decisions. Now, this was developed by Dr. Donald Mickey in Edinburgh.
Well, I mean, that is an XT right there, so.
Information is communicated
by
experts and masters to their apprentices
Donald
in the form of
Mickey.
examples or cases. So here you see horizontally running across the screen
Boy,
answers to those questions.
how that name was put together, I got to be in that conversation right there.
And the next case would be if it's sunny and I was with the family, then I would go to the beach.
Look, we just got to reactivate 3 Mile Island and everything will be kosher.
I don't care what the weather is like.
I can't see anything going wrong with this plan.
With me, then I'm going to go fishing.
No, absolutely not.
You described this obviously as a trivial example.
Refurbishing an obsolete nuclear reactor instead of building a completely new one based on the portable thorium reactors?
Yes,
Only thing it's missing is to call it HAL.
In fact, I've recently been speaking with the Whole Earth Software Review people.
Of course, in order to get those little micro thorium reactors, we'd have to actually deal with Canada.
Or communications hardware, modems, that sort of thing.
Under the current administration.
Under the current administration, well.
This kind of system. Is it to replace the doctor, say, in the diagnosis situation?
Even in future administrations at this point, because woo!
Uses of systems like this, I think the present ones actually do have a lot of brittle features that perhaps might limit their utility at the present time.
See, I see Nielsen, and I have a song coming on, and I don't want to do that because copyright.
Systems, I think, will be quite
The hills are alive with the sound. Oh, sorry.
The knowledge.
Or it's like I can't live without you.
Remember, you can sing for 6 seconds before the copyright strike hits.
Everybody's talking about me.
Some pretty good practicing people who nevertheless aren't quite as good as the world experts in a particular subject. So it helps us spread the knowledge of an expert around a good deal in a way which can be copied quite easily.
Okay, in just a moment, we're going to meet the man who invented the term artificial intelligence, and we'll see a demonstration of knowledge engineering. That's coming up next.
I mean, I managed to do a spoken word rendition of the first 6 lines of Thunder Rolls.
Oh, God, that's who it is? Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Joining us now is Tom Kaler. Tom is Director of Applied Artificial Intelligence at IntelliGenetics. Tom, you've got a complex system here. First of all, tell me how this would be different from the system we saw in the first part of the program.
Well, one way is that it's different is that we can develop a graphics environment which connects to the underlying knowledge bases so that the user really is just fooling around with meters.
They really thought that in 10 years'
objects
time,
that
data
use
was going to
through
be
here.
real.
For example, if we look at this levelometer, we can just point to it.
Before we get to that, what's the environment we're looking at here?
Oh, this is the key system, the knowledge engineering environment, and we have knowledge bases hooked up to a control panel right here at the moment, and it's just a little example to show you how we can hear.
And instead, what we got was a lousy VTuber that acts more like War.
To an instrument or any other kind of operational device that you would want to work with. And here, for example, we're just changing the value of a meter, and notice that it's generating a strip chart showing the time course behavior. Another thing we can do with these kinds of panels is we can go in and look at valves, and we can affect the valve whether it's open or shut. Now, what's important about this is affecting the underlying knowledge base, which will then apply heuristics and decision-making procedures to the system.
To think that they thought Blade Runner was going to be real by 2019.
Sure.
Solve a problem.
Well, what we see underneath here now is a knowledge base.
I don't know if we should be lucky or not.
And we can have a representation of the components of the nuclear reactor, as well as a representation
like Tears in the Rain.
Like we're talking about nuclear reactors? No. Get away from that, please.
What you will see here is that it's both possible to use rule-based
AI away from nuclear. Too sweet.
Representation of the underlying knowledge.
No, sir.
One of the first things we'll do here is
I saw that movie. It had Arnold Schwarzenegger in it.
Freaking entire freaking genre.
And we
like,
just point to test hypotheses and activate
science fiction wasn't an instruction
manual. What we see the system doing is going through a decision-making process.
The Terminator is not a how-to manual.
Underlying knowledge base, looking at the various
Terminator 2001. These weren't instruction manuals.
Can be accessed directly into the instrument or into the nuclear reactor.
Just like the War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells was not a how-to on interstellar diplomacy.
Ask the operator a question: is it true that the steam generator level is decreasing? So we can say, why is this being asked? And it will explain to us that it's doing it in order to prove that the steam generator inventory is inadequate.
We're basically living in a combined idiocracy Mars attacks timeline as it is anyway.
The system runs in Lisp. Why is Lisp the right language for an AI application?
Well, one of the reasons that Lisp is so important is that you need to have very powerful symbol manipulating capabilities. Decision making is primarily a symbolic activity. Knowledge representation is primarily symbolic, and you need that kind of capability.
Okay, thank you. Herb.
John McCarthy has joined us.
I love how even the subtitles don't know what the hell's going on.
University and one of the pioneers in the field of
I think they're using just auto-generated subtitles. These aren't the original ones from back when this aired.
John,
obviously.
Colonel Sanders,
what do you think? It's like, Colonel Sanders, what do you think?
Of course, a pioneer of AI is a guy who is with white hair and a beard. Of course.
Its important characteristics is that its programs
Well, I mean,
are in the same format as its data.
I wouldn't want him revealing the secret 11 herbs and spices.
Produce programs and look at programs.
So it allows us to deal with facts and logic.
Come on the next day and go, actually, it's 22.
That's correct.
I haven't played for you for so long.
On everyone's mind when we talk about smart machines, how smart can machines become? What are the limits of artificial
I'm an expert on this because I'm a colonel.
Short of human intelligence, and then with faster machines, one could
needed.
do the
No limit.
that a human
Yeah.
could do in a short time
Oh
and in a
gosh.
long time.
Spoken like somebody who hasn't experienced other humans.
Well, I'd separate some
We're
of the
having
problems that
we're having a real
facing
children of man moment here.
into about 3 different
Yeah, it's like,
varieties. We've heard a
I
lot
want
about
to tell
how
this guy's like,
knowledge is. And one of
does the
important things
phrase,
about
just
knowledge
because
is
you
what
can
knowledge
doesn't
should
mean
be
you should
represented
mean
by.
anything to you.
And some of the difficulties that we're having in making programs smarter is that we're
Like,
not sure
that's the thing about a lot of this stuff is like the smart people, like, hey, we built this stuff, we made this stuff, we created this stuff, we concocted this stuff. Y'all figure out how to deal with it.
Difficult for us to represent it. The third
Down
category
Ian
has to do
Malcolm.
with how that knowledge is used.
Like, it
And,
can be
certainly there's
good, but it'll also be
various
bad.
activities
And if
there
it's
that
bad,
can
oh
be
well, I
very
won't live to see it.
successful, but other things that really
Just
have to
a
be
further reminder, that tech bros are nothing if not ironic, considering the fact that we honor Tesla and Turing in this day and age while in their own day they were vilified and destroyed.
There is a certain level of technology in artificial intelligence today, and many people are making applications based on this technology. On the other hand, something that Niels said earlier rouses a thought in me. He said that we can put in the knowledge of a world-class expert, and that's indeed true. We can put in the knowledge of a world-class expert, provided it fits into the format that the present programs allow, namely of the kind, if this is true, then do that. But more general kinds of knowledge that are used in a sort of vaguer way are sometimes harder to put in.
Say, in the medical diagnosis area, at the beginning of the program, we had a simple example of medical diagnosis. There were several systems developed, and yet there were problems, in fact, in using that. What were those problems?
Well, I'm not sure what were the problems of those specific systems. However, to take a medical example, one can make a definition that a container is sterile. If
They had all these lofty ideals, and in reality what we're using so-called AI for is to make better animations of bouncing boobs.
It's like they had high ideals, and then we wanted people around them that so to take that and throw it in the ground.
Will be all killed, and the fact that if the container is not
And also
sterile,
say, ideals? What are you talking about?
I'll tell you what, at 90,
ideals, we're here to have sex.
Fact is important.
I'll tell you what though, at 94, William Shatner hasn't lost a step. He made fun of AI by pointing out somebody did an AI picture of him in a Starfleet uniform, and he said this was AI, it would look more like this, and it had like 64 fingers all over the place.
Another very important application is computer programs that are able to converse with humans in English, everyday ordinary language. And that's going to make computers accessible to a much wider variety of people.
We have just about a minute. I like your phrase, brittle. Explain more what you mean by a brittle system.
I mean, text-to-speech, yes, but once it goes past that, we're in danger, child.
Particular discussion or conversation with the experts.
Again, HAL 9000 exists, and we saw it, and we were scared by it. You want to recreate that?
The system is usually able to come up with some reason. If it has to have what we call common sense knowledge that all of us learn by the time we're 10 or 15, then it has a good deal more difficulty, and in matter of fact fails in many of those cases.
I'm noting they don't have any ethics people here.
None. You hear me? None.
Bean counters don't need ethics. They need more beans.
Commercially important to put knowledge about a nuclear reactor into a computer.
Okay, gentlemen, we're out of time. Thanks very much for being here. Thank you for joining us.
How do you spell love? M-O-N-E-Y. Goodness gracious.
So there is more.
Yeah. Oh, we actually separate the second part of this with the actual show. That's right there.
Yeah.
That's one of the first things they fixed.
Probably one of those. They had a lot of people involved in this one. They usually do that for the bigger segments.
Microfocus, creators of visual programming.
I have never heard of Microfocus.
Is pleased to provide
It was before my time. I've seen some of the older computer channels I watch mention it, but it's definitely way before my time.
Oh, I get it. Computing throughout the ages. Here's more of that stock footage that they used at the beginning for some reason.
Random Access is made possible by a grant from Popular Computing,
Wow.
Fuck you, McGraw-Hill.
Sitting in for Stuart Chaffee. In the Random Access file this week, the Commerce Department has made a move to stop the export of technology to countries allied with the Soviet Union, including the Digital Equipment Corporation.
Some things
with
never
tougher
change.
restrictions on its exporting practices. Now DEC has to get individual export licenses for each sophisticated computer it ships to West Germany, Austria, or Norway. Government officials say in these countries, computers can be easily diverted to the Eastern Bloc countries. Several months ago, one of DEC's computers was intercepted en route to the Soviet Union, but the company was found to be blameless in the incident. Despite a strong lobby by the high-tech industry, President Reagan has given the Pentagon power to advise the Commerce Department on computer and high-tech exports to all foreign countries. The Pentagon already had the right to advise about applications for exports to communist countries. The Pentagon feels its input would help cut down on the number of computers that get diverted from non-communist countries to communist ones. The National Semiconductor Corporation could be banned from making chips for government projects. Early this month, the company admitted that over a 3-year period, it inadequately tested chips that were used on many military projects. Now the Defense Logistic Agency is investigating National Semi, trying to find out exactly who's responsible for lying to the government about the testing. Despite these problems, National Semiconductor is reporting a profit of $15.4 million for the quarter ending March 4th. IBM is reporting big demand for its little computers. The company says this year its shipments of the PC will be triple what it was last year. It's estimated that IBM will ship more than 2 million of its PCs, PC Juniors, and other desktop IBM computers combined.
We all know how the PC Junior went.
It's making its own portable computer. It looks as if Compaq, the maker of IBM-compatible portables, will be lowering
Oh,
its
look,
prices.
what caused
So
the
far,
PC
no
Junior to
dates been given for
flop?
the price
Hi,
cut, but industry
Compaq.
insiders say it will likely be around the beginning of April. Right now, the Compaq portable sells for $2,995. That's $200 more than the IBM portable.
It's like Donald Trump and his drug price estimates. Price is so low, we'll be paying you to take these drugs off our hands.
Incorporated is making cuts, but it will be
Hi,
cuts.
Atari.
Going to have a 1,700% decrease in price.
An Atari spokesman says there are plans to expand the sales and engineering staffs by about 100. Last year, the company lost over $500 million.
Yeah, remember when Atari made computers, guys?
And moved part of its operation.
Well, I mean, this is a year out from the video game crash of 1983.
Introduce a bill that would reduce protection of U.S. software in Japan. This week, the U.S. government is warning that if Japan's parliament ratifies the bill, the U.S. will retaliate in kind. If approved, the bill would limit copyright protection to U.S.-made software, making it necessary for U.S. software owners to license their programs to Japanese makers. Well, a little closer to home, software reviewer Paul Schindler has some information for blackjack buffs who don't have money to burn.
Oh man, blackjack.
If you gamble in 3-2
and on 6-5.
That's a familiar sight, the shuffling of blackjack cards, usually accompanied by the sight of your money being swept.
Glad it's the whole Earth software review and not the flat Earth software review.
There's a computer program
blackjack is one of the most fair casino games.
Blackjack. Well, it used to be. Not anymore. They created a new game called 6-5, which makes the odds even better for the house.
The Pacific Stock Exchange.
Oh, great! Uber is
not blackjack anymore.
Some people would say that isn't much of a
blowing up all over the strip, making people flee the strip and go to North Vegas or downtown.
$3,000. Now, most computer blackjack games will just play blackjack with you. But the Whole Earth Software Catalog and Review says Houston's professional blackjack will teach you how to play the game and win using various point counting methods. The graphics are crisp. The table is
that's something Vegas loves. Counting cards.
Yeah, that's how you get. That's how you have a nice meeting in the back room with Bubba and his baseball bat.
You on betting and card play, and it beeps at you when you goof. Ken Houston's professional blackjack.
Well, I mean, it's crisp for 1984.
Yeah. It's so hilarious us sitting here in 2025.
And that's it for this week's Random Access. I'm
Rider Deluxe. We pick 'em up truck.
Random Access is made possible by a grant from Popular Computing, a McGraw-Hill
Fuck
magazine.
you, McGraw-Hill.
That's the end of that. Right. Wow, March 1984. Goodness.
Yep.
Whew. So that was that.
Yep. Not much has changed with AI.
Nope. Well, I think it's changed is that the people involved are dumber and dumber and dumber and dumber.
But also a lot
Okay,
more.
6.5 is just a decrease in payout.
Anyway, it's 1:30 in the morning, so we should probably wrap this up.
Yeah.
Is there any entertainment news that we absolutely have to cover this week?
Vishojo is imploding, but that's really the biggest thing.
Almost
yeah.
tense now. It's almost like literally every talent is either left or has signaled their intention to leave.
Every single one is gone.
The big ones have. There are some new ones who can't leave yet because they're still like under full contract.
Well, they've made their intentions that they plan to. So
yeah,
that's literally what
there is a lot.
Either left or signaled their intention to leave.
The joke going on right now is that they were so starved for talent that they needed to hire Asmongold. They said we really needed to fill the quotient of people who haven't vacuumed their house since 2017.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there is a lot of entertainment news, but there's too much for 1:30 in the morning, so we'll unfortunately have to save a lot of this for next week.
Yeah.
And besides, we'll still be talking about Colbert and Jon Stewart taking a shit on Paramount.
Well, not just them. Another player was added tonight.
Oh?
Yeah, you know how South Park premiered tonight?
No.
Oh, yeah.
They dropped a nuclear bomb for their season premiere. Let's
Did
just say
they?
they did. No, they literally did. I'm being serious. Let's just say when you fuck with the money, you wake up the dead.
They just signed a new deal with Paramount.
Yeah, and then they dropped this episode tonight. Trust me, it's going to piss off some of the right people.
Okay.
You just have to look it up.
Okay. We'll talk more about.
Well, save it for next week. Yes.
Yep, we'll talk more about it next week. I'm sure it will still be fresh in everybody's minds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Big thanks to our guest. Big thanks to our guest tonight, Eileen Cruz, for being an awesome sport and providing us with oodles of entertainment. What do we got going on next week?
So, excuse me there. So next week we have a guest that Kevin should be fairly familiar with, as we'll be welcoming Mark Quill of the Wrestling News Observer.
Okay.
Yeah, the guy we know on Blue Sky and Twitter.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So make sure when you call out of work to make sure to be on the podcast that you got the timing right on your button presses on the microwave to sound like the EKG machine.
I got home at 10:30. I just needed like an hour to get myself back together, but hopefully I don't get scheduled for 10 o'clock on Wednesday. I don't know what's going to happen until Friday on that front, but I will indeed let everybody on the press business know, and hopefully I will be here on time next week. Yes.
All right.
All right. Sounds good. All right. That's it for our show this week, folks. Be sure to tune in next week. And of course, I'll be back on Monday with Shadows Mist for more Blue Mondays. Until then, I'm your host, Matt Paladin. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there, kids.